And we are live. No Chill Live 146. We back. It's July.
Wow, man. Woo. We took a few weeks off and look at things now. Look at things now.
Summer break. Got a lot to catch up on.
We really do. We really do. It's been fun. I had a great time over the last few weeks, but I definitely missed all of you. Make sure you tune in. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Twitter might be acting up, but you're going to catch it later. Twitter, Spotify, YouTube Music. We out here. We out here.
We everywhere, guys. We missed you.
We did.
It's been a few weeks. We were talking about, the 4th of July coming up the last time. That's how long it's been. But yeah, we got Julian here. We got Brian here. We got Troy. We back.
Woo! Yeah, if you're a first-time listener, buckle up. Buckle up. We don't usually start with a whole lot of politics, but it's going to be there today. It is going to be there.
Unfortunately, it's crazy. The 4th of July passed a couple of weeks ago, and, I predicted, at the end of 2023, like a civil war to happen in 2024. And I'm not saying that's happening, but I'm not saying it's not happening.
Listen, you've had a couple predictions. I mean, you obviously called the Kendrick results way ahead of time. And we've seen how that's going. I mean, Drake is posting up videos of his house flooded. It's just, he's drowning, literally.
Yeah, we finally posted up like the results, from our poll that we took in Jersey City last month. That it was very much one-sided.
Yeah.
One-sided. But
Kendrick.
Drake got cooked, but a lot of people were out cooking, grilling on 4th of July.
Yes, indeed.
Even before then, we had so much to talk about. Even before then, Troy, we talked about your trip to Costa Rica, man.
Woo!
Yeah, I almost didn't want to come back. I landed and I see all this stuff going on in America, and I was like, what? I might just become a Costa Rican immigrant at this point. I did not want to come back.
The border the opposite way.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Donald Trump's dream. But no, it was just great just being away for a little bit. I celebrated my fiance's 30th birthday, and we spent 9 days and 8 nights over in Costa Rica. We did a little traveling, started in San Jose, did a little drive down to La Fortuna where, you can see that beautiful volcano. We stayed at a lodge pretty close to this volcano. They had a nice little thermal hot tub as well where they say, the water comes from the volcano and it helps warm it. They have the thermal springs and stuff there.
Oh, I like that.
So, like that. Very good for your skin. So it was very, very relaxing over there. We did some cool activities like ATVing around this volcano. It was a nice little ATV tour with some people. Met some guy from New York who's on Broadway, or he's in off-Broadway plays. So, small world. Everyone had the same idea being in Costa Rica over there.
Nice.
That was cool. did it also waterfall tour. It was a pain to get down there because you literally have to walk down 500 steps.
Oh, wow.
And then walk back those 500 steps. And it was my fiance's birthday that day, and she had a miserable morning walking up and down those steps. I was like, man, I might have messed up her birthday. But the view when we got there was amazing. Getting into that chill water right by the waterfall, too, was beautiful. We survived the walk back, got a nice dinner. And, Costa Rica was just beautiful, man. We saw some monkeys. We did some zip lining. We were in the cloud forest where you're literally staying above forest. These clouds. So wow. Everything is raining kind of below you and stuff. It was something out of a dream. I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Oh, that's man, dope. That sounds beautiful. Nothing like 500 stairs down and back to remind you that you're alive.
Yeah, for sure.
Remind you it's your birthday. It's another year.
All hot and humid in the rainforest.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That sounds dope, though. That sounds dope. How were the people? Were they really nice and welcoming? What was your experience with the culture?
Yeah, everyone there was very welcoming, very friendly. Everyone spoke English and Spanish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was good. Very easy to navigate. I was a little worried about that part, but no, everyone was very, very welcoming.
Happy birthday, Shannon.
Definitely.
And you also celebrated a birthday as well.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Happy belated birthday to Nat. She had a really good time. She did her little girls' weekend before her birthday, and then on her birthday we had a nice romantic dinner. Went to Pergola to smoke some hookah and have a little chill party time over there on a Tuesday, club going up on a Tuesday, man. And of course, she was singing that shit. She was drunk on her birthday.
Of course, you gotta be drunk on your birthday.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yes, just a little bit. And then Wednesday went out to dinner with the family, and then the following weekend started going to work, looking at wedding stuff.
Damn, on to the next, man. Happy birthday to Nat too.
Definitely. Cancer season has been strong. It has been very strong.
For sure. I know you guys were out with your fiancés. I also saw my fiancée, Janae Aiko.
Ooh.
As well. You know, I was looking into some wedding stuff after seeing her live. But yeah, man, we were up to a lot of fun stuff over the break. Let us know, guys, how was your July 4th? You know, did you guys do any fun trips or anything like that? You know, are you guys going to go to Costa Rica after, you know, Troy's great review of the place? I know I'm thinking about it now. But we missed out on so much, man. The last time we were live, we were talking about the debate, and you know, we hit the streets of Jersey City. We were asking people's prediction about the debate, and people were just down on both candidates.
They were.
No excitement. It happened, though.
No excitement about this election coming up. A lot of people talking about the age of Biden. A lot of people talking about Trump and his lies and all his extra baggage, and you know, convictions and things. It's just people were not too enthused.
No, they weren't enthused, and neither was Joe Biden during that debate, bro. It was bad.
No, he was sleepwalking through the debate. Unfortunately, he got rolled over. He really got rolled over, and he seemed like he was trying to fall asleep early on.
He seemed like he wasn't alive, bro. He seemed like he was just, I don't even know, a corpse up there, bro.
This is what we're talking about. In case anybody has been under a rock for the last few weeks and missed this.
Continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we had to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Oh my God.
Oh man, the funniest part to me, aside from the fact that he just like pauses and then just blurts out random things about Medicare at the end, is Trump when it first starts to happen and Trump tilts his head like, what are you trying to say right now?
For real.
It seemed like Trump was actually trying to listen and pay attention, and he's like, wait, I'm confused.
Seriously, at certain points, he was like, I don't know what he just said. And then Trump just kind of was answering his own questions, just throwing out all this misinformation.
Yeah.
Joe Biden seemed like he was on another planet, though. It was spooky. I remember I messaged the group chat. I was like, this is bad. You weren't watching. You were like, you're a little optimistic. You're like, maybe, you know, it's good that it's early so people will forget by November. I think you turned on yourself and you were like,
it was way worse than I could have imagined. And honestly, the bad part about that is that he actually got better as the debate went on, but it was still that bad that it didn't matter that he was getting better. Like when the bar is the floor and you get up to the table in the last 5 minutes, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
It was miserable. It was like...
Yeah, and it didn't take long for the Democrats to turn on him.
Immediately after. Everyone, the second that they started to review the way that the debate went, it was the Democrats have a real conversation. They have to look in the mirror and figure out if this is the right direction for the country to be going in.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Like, with somebody who belongs in a nursing home in the Oval Office, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, we're doomed. I feel like we're doomed. We have a criminal or someone clearly who's just not all there. To imagine Biden being the president for 4 more years, it's just ridiculous, man. He can't even do press conferences. He's been doing a media tour, since this. He's trying to clean it up, and I think he's just exhausting himself. I don't think it's helping. It's like he's in quicksand right now, bro.
No, I don't understand. I think they panicked. Honestly, I think his team panicked, the whole party panicked after this debate, and they've been on this crazy mad dash to see every different news outlet. They're meeting with Speed, which we'll talk about in a second, and he's meeting with Lester, and he's meeting with all these different
blacks.
Yeah, no, literally, it's like
he did.
He is really depending on our 13% of the country to somehow save this fucking election. Like, we don't vote for Democrats 90% of the time anyway.
Well, Joe Biden's the one who said in 2020, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So, he knows his base. But, hey, when George Clooney turns on you and every day, we hear of a new representative or senator or, some governor somewhere, New York Times tells me every day another person's turned on him, I guess he's trying to fight back. It seems like there's some leaks in his camp. Mm-hmm. Not sure where those are coming from, but, man, I don't think there's a way he could fucking be the nominee at by the time we get to the convention next month, bro.
I don't know what they could possibly do. I have no idea. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late to pivot at this point. Like, we're literally 4 months, not even, away from the election. I just don't see how you can suddenly throw a new candidate the nomination and expect them to be able to run against Trump in 3 months, not even, by the time they announce it, if they do it at the DNC?
I think it's fine. I mean, in comparison to what Biden's doing, let's take a look at some of his cleanup and see how he's approaching this in the media, because they're asking him the questions.
Yeah.
He did a whole press conference where, he called Vice President Kamala Harris. He called her Vice President Trump. He also, misspoke when he introduced the president of Ukraine. He called him President Putin, President Zelensky.
My God.
It would have been crazy if Putin actually, walked out.
Imagine.
Oh, my God. But
just completely crashed the press conference.
Bro, this guy is, running for another 4 years. But I don't know, man.
He's crawling right now. He's crawling.
This
is what he had to say with Speed about Trump's comments on black jobs.
Is what many consider a big issue in America right now. During the debate, former President Trump said that immigrants are coming into our country and taking black jobs. In your opinion, what is a black job?
A black job is the same as a white job, the same as any other job. But you know what he means by black job.
What does
he
he mean?
He means medium labor. That's what he thinks. He thinks he's going to sell golden shoes, sneakers, and that's somehow. Look, the idea that there'd be support for him, talking about how they're coming, taking black jobs, they're not taking. Look, there's a reason why we are the most advanced nation in the world, the most progressive nation in the world, why our economy is the biggest. We're the only nation in the world that isn't xenophobic.
Immigration.
What does that have to do with anything?
Listen, I'm not, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. I don't think he's helping himself. I think he should drop out the race. But I said he shouldn't even fucking run again. Like I said this a couple of years ago.
This guy is an idiot. For you to say that there's no xenophobia when half of the policy issues that we have in the country have to do with xenophobia, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, he's defending, what they've been working on. He's trying to paint a different picture of America. I mean, Kamala Harris said the United States isn't a racist country a couple of years ago.
The whole country has been arguing about immigrants that are illegal and Jews. That's what we've spent the last 6 months arguing about.
That's what the question's about, though. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's helping himself. I think he should drop out. Let us know, guys. Do you think President Biden should drop out the race now? Do you think the Democrats should find someone else? And who else could do the job? Who else would you want to see Vice President Kamala Harris step in? Who else could you even think of, man? What do you think? Do you think it's too late for them to find someone? Do you think they should stick with old man Biden? Or, what should the Democrats even do?
They made a mistake. They made a mistake this last 4 years by not preparing anyone to possibly take his spot. I don't understand how you have the most powerful position arguably in the world and you don't prepare any sort of succession plan. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. You got a VP who's been nowhere to be found. The only time we see her is now all of a sudden she goes to fucking Essence Fest and shit. We have Hakeem Jeffries. Never really hear from him. You've got Gavin Newsom, the guy from California. He said he was going to do reparations, and then the second they got that fucking bill, they were like, yeah, well, we think that there's better ways than money.
He's soft. He's a soft.
He's full of shit, just like every other white guy. There's plenty of people that could have been prepared to take on this position. And
so what do they do? What do they do since they have prepared? Like, what do you think they should do now?
They get ready to get fucked up in November.
But
that's what
do
they
they do?
For.
Should Biden stick? Should they stick with Biden, or should that's the question? What do you think?
I don't think they have a choice. Do you think they have a choice? Like, they could really put somebody else there?
Yes, anything's better than what the fuck this is. Him going around, mumbling, whispering. He's creeping everybody out. Joe Biden's creeping everyone out. I don't think anyone feels safe with Joe Biden as the president. I wouldn't feel safe with him making my fucking sandwich at Subway, bro. Are you kidding me?
I think at this point you got to let Biden fall on his sword. Because anybody else that goes out there, they're going to lose.
At least you have a chance.
No one else is going to win.
You think Biden has a better chance of winning than other candidates right now, for real?
I think it's the same thing. Like, I think no matter what, they're going to lose. And if you lose, would you rather have an actual potential who in 4 years could really be able to stand up to whoever the Republicans roll out there? Or would you rather put that potential out now, let them get shit on, and then everybody's going to remember that you burning a whole bridge.
You're not
like, you
burning
can't
a
put
bridge.
that person out there again.
That's not true. First off, Joe Biden himself ran for president in the 80s and came back and won as an old-ass man.
30 years later.
It doesn't matter, man. Like, you have to make a choice. Like,
anybody that would be possible is like 50 years old right now.
Troy, what do you think? Do you think that they should switch him out, or you think they should stick with old man Biden?
I don't think it matters, to be honest. I think, it's too late. The Democrats, they dropped, they shit the bed with this one. I don't know what they can really do realistically. I don't think, Biden should drop out, but I don't think that this new person could win. I would probably vote for them, but most people who vote are older people. I can't really picture them voting for this new guy in 3 months compared to Joe Biden.
There's no way.
I don't see it.
So you guys think they should stick with Biden for real?
Yeah, I think they're between rock and a hard place. You have no choice. Like, it's a lose-lose situation for them no matter what they do. They're not going to win.
That's not true. You can put yourself in a way better position to win, and it's not too late. Like, usually, like if there was a close primary, like, there'd be two candidates going back and forth right now in the Democratic primary, just be ending now. It's just that we haven't had anyone step up against Biden, and there is still time. To act like it's over now, that's a loser mentality. And I feel like it was a loser mentality them picking Biden to begin with. But to move forward, to give yourself a chance to win, you have to have a candidate who can actually stand up and answer questions and speak and talk while the president is doing presidential duties. He can't campaign at the same time. Clearly, he's old as fuck. So I think we're doomed, but they got to do something. You can't just let the old man go to November in this state. Like, that's ridiculous. I can't imagine him winning. Whoever they put in, at least they can speak. I don't know, but this is pathetic.
You got a point from that perspective. I just don't think you can sway independents, anybody that's on the fence, any Republicans who are like kind of against Trump and things like that. Like, I don't know that you'll be able to sway them to a new candidate in the span of 3 months. I just don't think it's realistic. Mama Graham says, at this point, it's about voting against Trump. Whoever is the Democratic nominee, I'm going to vote for. I just can't allow Trump to win. Oh. And there's a lot of people that feel that way. I think I probably feel that way too.
I can't vote for Joe Biden. I can't vote for Genocide Joe, selfish man who refuses to be real with himself, talking about I get evaluated every day by the doctor. I'm fine, but
won't release the results.
But won't even can't even speak normally. Can't even say his vice president's name in a press conference. Like, come on, bro. It's pathetic.
Wait, so who? If you're not going to vote for Joe Biden, who are you voting for?
I probably won't even vote. I said, if Cordell West is on the ballot in New Jersey, I'll vote for him. That's what I've been saying for a year. Outside of that, I don't care. I'm not voting for Joe Biden. This is pathetic. That's ridiculous. If they don't change, I'm a person who's just I was against this from jump. So, I don't know.
Do you think that voting for Joe Biden would in reality just be a vote for Kamala? Because I think she replaces him within a year after the election if he wins.
voting for Joe Biden is voting for Joe Biden. Like, there's no getting around that. So, do what you want to do, people. Like, let us know. You think you could just vote against Trump? Because Trump, I feel like he's gotten even stronger.
Oh, for sure.
They tried to kill this man at his own rally in Pennsylvania, man. Assassination attempt, the first assassination attempt on a president or former president since Reagan in the 80s.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow,
I remember
wow.
Saturday, my mom was doing my hair. Thanks again, Mom, for keeping me fresh and beautiful. I got the alert from New York Times saying there was pop sounds and, Secret Service covered up Trump and he was bleeding. And we turned on the news. We saw him bleeding. We saw him raise his fist in the air, his Black Power fist. And yeah, he survived it. He survived the attack. They killed the shooter, Thomas Crooks. He's a 20-year-old. He was a nursing home worker. Still not a lot of details out about the shooter. Yeah. But he was local to Pennsylvania. I think he lived maybe miles away from where they had the rally. They talked to some of his old high school classmates. They said he was bullied a lot, amongst other things. But what do you think about this, man? Because I think it's a bit crazy. When it first came out, people were like, "Oh, it's staged." I never thought it was staged, personally. Yeah. But I do think that this instantly made Trump the martyr he needed to be. And I think at this point...
Without dying, too.
Yeah, without... Get rich or die trying. Many men. That was trending after this. I think that was one of the top songs on iTunes after this, bro.
Well, yeah, because of 50. That man is a marketing genius. But, so I didn't have my phone on me pretty much most of the day on Saturday, or I just wasn't paying attention to it. And I saw it late at night. I think Champ hit me up and was like, "Yo, do you think this is real or fake?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Trump just got shot." I'm like, "What?" And then I started going on Twitter, seeing what the videos look like, see what all the conspiracy theorists were saying. And it looked weird, but it didn't look staged. It definitely looked weird, and the Secret Service is super incompetent. Because there's multiple video angles. People were pointing at the guy on the roof. Secret Service was on a building behind Trump, aimed at the guy on the roof. And then when the shots first went off, the one sniper, it looked like he got scared and backed up. And he was scared the sniper was shooting at him. And then you see Trump get shot, go like this, and then fall down to the ground. And then they swarm him. But I've never seen them let him stay on stage anytime that there's an emergency or they feel they need to rush the president out of a space or something like that. It just seemed really weird.
I mean, they didn't let him stay on stage. They did escort him off after he put his fist up, but
it was
weird though.
I need to get my shoe, and they paused so he could get his fucking shoe, and then let him put his fist up and poke his head out from the mass of Secret Service agents. It was strange to me.
You got to get that flick off, man. That's the campaign right there, bro.
It was so surreal. Even once they got to the fucking tank car or whatever it's called, they had the three smallest Secret Service agents protecting his back. And I'm like, these chicks are 5 foot to 5'5" tall. Why are they the ones that are standing as the barrier between him getting shot some more?
I mean, the guy was already killed at that point.
He was, but it could have been multiple attackers. You never know. And I feel like Secret Service is supposed to be trained to check all these buildings, prevent any possible scenarios, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. He definitely was bleeding. I don't see how you could fake that, but no. I do think that this, is a legendary moment.
It's history. It's history for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely history, and it's.
I can't wait to see his ear.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we get to see his ear. But
we're gonna see it eventually.
I mean,
you know he's gonna show that shit off like he got shot 9 times, like 50. Like he's showing that off.
I mean,
he's gonna look like fucking Evander Holyfield with his ear missing chunks.
Yeah, that is nuts, man. That's so close. That's some scary shit. I mean, for him to go out after that, like, that's crazy. I'd be shook.
The next day.
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah, man. He is a gangster. I will say that.
You've been saying that forever. Yeah. I posted the second I saw that shit. I was like, Teflon Don right there. That shit is crazy.
For real, man. I think this will make him stronger.
Oh, for sure. I think anybody that was like thinking about not voting that's a Republican or was like, oh, whatever, like he's going to win anyway. Like, no, they're going to be flooding the polls.
Yeah.
And Pennsylvania is going to be so red, it's not even a question.
Yeah, that's why, I don't know, man. I feel like Biden's competing with him now. He's like, I got COVID. Like, so you got a shot, I got COVID. Joe Biden, they said today he tested positive for COVID. They said he had a cold, during the debate. That's what they were trying to, blame it on. Mm-hmm. Do you think that, we know Joe Biden had COVID before. Do you think that this will earn him some type of sympathy?
Nobody cares. It's 4 years after the pandemic. Nobody cares. No, if whoever is drafting like the script or the playbook or whatever for this race and election, Trump has the NFL's writers because he is winning this easily. Biden should have got shot. After that debate, he should have got shot.
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't. We got to move on.
Listen,
you're gonna have me losing sleep like Tiger Woods, man. What the fuck?
I'm just saying he should have known. Like, I got to do something drastic to galvanize the troops. It's not like I need to go do more press conferences and fuck up more. Like, bro, I need to do something real.
I saw a post that said Biden needs to come out as bisexual now. Like, he needs to do something. Oh my God!
Walk out with Pete Buttigieg,
holding hands.
Yeah, holding hands. This is my plus one.
Yeah, oh my God! But yeah, man, your boy Tiger Woods. He said this impacted his prep for the Open Championship over in Europe. He said he was on a plane when he heard the news about his buddy Trump almost getting murked, and he said he wasn't able to sleep. How you feel? I know you're a big Tiger Woods fan. We've talked about, him trying to come back after the accident. I'm surprised he's even playing in more major tournaments, but he's got his excuses beforehand. Or do you think this is legit? Because him and Trump are pretty close.
I mean, they are pretty close, but every time I hear Tiger say something now, it's just like, please stop talking. Like, I don't want to hear anything from you anymore. But, it is what it is. Maybe they're really good friends, and he was just like, scared for Trump or something like that. That's nice of him, I guess. But he doesn't need anything to be playing worse. As it is, they're talking about giving him like a guaranteed spot in any tournament that he wants.
Wow. As
like his Hall of Fame shit or something like that, because now he just shoots like +8 every time he goes out on the course.
Yeah, and they giving him that Bronny spot.
I mean, he's still better than me, so by miles.
I mean, you're not a pro, but he is one of the greatest. So at least he earned
the greatest.
He earned his privilege.
Could have been the greatest, but couldn't stop fucking them bitches.
I mean, listen, it's a lot.
And doing Navy SEAL training.
Injuries, he's had a crazy life.
Crashing cars and doing drugs and
yeah,
the list goes on. Hanging out with Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are hanging out with Donald Trump, man. Amber Rose, I know you've been a fan of her, at least her pictures.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
You're also bald.
Yes, this is true, but not by choice.
She's a lot thicker than you, I will say.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Oh, excuse me.
Oh my God! But yeah, Amber Rose, she spoke at the Republican National Convention, man. Founder of the Slut Walk. I don't think she's done that in a long time.
No.
Wiz Khalifa's baby mom. She also shares a child with Cher's boyfriend as well. We knew her because she was dating Kanye.
Yeah.
During those My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy days when he was wilding with her when he had the Henny bottle at the VMAs and he snatched the microphone from Taylor Swift.
That and she was allegedly, playing with his butt.
What?
That's what they said.
That's the time you want.
Listen,
That's what she said.
I'm just trying to read off her biography, all right? It says playing with butt right here.
That's a wild ass biography, yo. Damn, that's on her
She's
Wikipedia.
an extortionist. Like, this is what she does. She gets to the bag.
Is that how they introduced her at the RNC, man? Oh my God, yeah.
No, they said she was a rapper and an influencer.
I mean, sure, but
I don't know anything that she's rapped. But
she had like a prime spot, a prime speaking
the
spot.
first night.
Bro, they thought that she was like a Michelle Obama or something.
I don't know what they thought about her. She's got Bash and Slay or something tatted on her forehead.
Those are her kids' names.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's where somebody's aiming every time they Listen.
Oh my God, yeah, man. She used to be a stripper. I look at Amber Rose and everything she does. I look at her as just a scammer. I feel like she's always scamming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even what she said, like, what did she even say? It sounded like some shit that they just paid, obviously.
Listen, I got a video of it. Here it is.
I realize Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
You know, Jocelyn Hernandez was right.
She was. They had a whole argument and fight because Jocelyn was like, you pretend like you black, but you white.
Oh my God, for real, she did, and I feel like she's using her white privilege now.
Mm-hmm. These are her people, the Trump supporters.
Well, she did say they accept everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that they do. You know, as long as long
as you vote for Trump.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm not sure their policies really align with people's, what they should be prioritizing. But hey, whatever. I don't know about the Democrats either. But I do know Amber Rose founded the Slut Walk on this feminism agenda, and for her to get up there at the RNC when they're taking away women's reproductive resources and rights is just kind of ridiculous. But that's why I never bought into anything she ever said or did.
It's always been a money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
She's hot, so I mean that's cool. She's probably hotter than anyone who's going to speak at the Democratic National Convention, so that's a win. But I don't know.
Beyonce.
Beyonce, what's she gonna say?
Vote for Biden.
Oh, that's not gonna help. She did a whole campaign for Beto O'Rourke.
She did
years
she
ago.
Did,
that
yeah.
did not help his
Texas
ass
stuff,
either.
Yeah.
That loser. How you lose to Ted Cruz and the guy?
He lost so many times.
Yeah.
It was just
they keep giving him money too. That's why the Democrats are trash. They're probably gonna try to replace Biden with Beto.
They need a new
or Anthony Weiner. They're gonna be or McGreevy or some shit. This is crazy.
They need a crazy rebrand.
Yeah, they need something. They need something.
Because even when the Democrats are running everything, they got the House, the Senate, and the executive branch. So they still be losing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it.
Cause man, they're not. We need a real progressive party in this country. That's why I don't support the Democratic Party, because they're a false progressive party. That people call them the left. They're not the left. They're
they try to be
neoliberals.
way too moderate.
They are moderate like this.
But that's the problem. I mean, they're trying to cater to all the old people that are still hanging on.
They're trying to cater to Wall Street and people in Israel and all these other interests. It's not even about people's opinion, because I feel like most of America, has their mind made up on what they want to vote for. But there are people who are just discouraged right now. They need to actually encourage people and fund things that are going to help people's lives, which they haven't really done.
Yeah.
But hey, the shooter at the Trump rally missed, but Alec Baldwin, he did, unfortunately. But hey, he's acquitted, or he's not acquitted, but they dismissed the manslaughter case. We've
with
been
prejudice.
For years.
With prejudice. So they can't even bring it back. It's done.
It's a done deal, man. He was crying and sobbing with his lawyers when they announced this. Apparently, they said prosecution, they suppressed the evidence. So
Nasty work.
Yeah, they said, the state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate.
See, I don't understand why when stuff happens like this, they need to take some bar licenses. They need to charge people, get money. Like, I saw that he said he's going to probably sue. But there should be some repercussions for this.
What do you mean?
You got to hold the state accountable. Like, when the prosecution is holding back evidence like this, that's going to prove that, oh, maybe he's actually not fucking guilty of this. Like, or just evidence that could maybe hurt their case and maybe not prove anything, but just add another aspect to it or another factor. They got to do something about this. Our system is so, like, bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you watch his reality show because he has a new reality show with all his kids dropping soon. And that was announced before this. Like, it seemed like he was always, like, living his life. He wasn't super worried, but seeing him break down in tears, it's like, that's obviously been weighing on him, even though he did finish the movie. You did say you're going to watch the movie, right, Rust?
Yeah, I'll watch it when it eventually comes out.
But you're not going to check out the reality show.
I could not care less. I could not care less.
I'm not.
As it is, I feel like this movie's going to be trash, but whatever.
I mean, it's kind of dark. Yeah. I don't know. Troy, you going to watch any Alec Baldwin stuff?
Yeah, I'll probably check out the movie. I do like Westerns, so I'll probably check that out. But the reality show, nah, probably not.
Yeah, he has so many young kids. It's crazy. Didn't he have another baby like through this whole trial?
I think so.
Or this whole ordeal? So. It's crazy.
Dude, you know, with these old actors, yeah, they just like, these young athletes. It's a competition.
It is a competition. But, man, another major case we've been following, man, YSL trial. The judge has been removed from the trial, man.
My goodness. There's a lot of this going on.
Yeah.
Especially in these big public trials with different things. Trump with his stuff, Alec Baldwin, like we just said, and now Young Thug. I'm wondering what's going to happen with this Young Thug case.
Yeah, man, the judge overseeing the long-running racketeering and gang prosecution against Young Thug
3 years,
and others
right?
have been removed from the case after two defendants sought his recusal, citing a meeting the judge held with prosecutors and a state witness. So they didn't report this. So obviously the judge was trying to rig the case. They got called out, and now they got removed.
This judge had been going at them for a while, too, the defense. Yeah. Like putting people in contempt, even his own lawyer and stuff like that. It's been crazy. Like, the trial has been going for a year. Jury selection took 10 months. And they had him in prison for, like, a while way before that, too.
Yeah.
This has been, like, 3 years going.
Yeah. Yeah. Free Thug. I hope that, they did assign a new judge, but, it's going to take a while. And it's just like to be locked up and confined while obviously the state is on BS. It is messed up, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens.
What happens, do you know when like, let's say he's acquitted. Or there's a mistrial, or anything happens where he spent the last 3+ years in jail and then isn't found guilty, they have to release him. Is he compensated for that?
No, are you serious?
So there's nothing to be able to do to the state where they have to pay for the fact that the last 3 years I could have been making X amount of money. You took me away from my family, my livelihood, like all this kind of stuff?
No, the only thing I've ever seen is like a wrongful conviction lawsuit. I mean, you can file anything in civil court. Doesn't mean you're going to win, especially against the state. Yeah. People have been locked up, without bail for years, and they don't have, $1 million lawyers the way the Young Thug does. So yeah. I highly doubt it, but we'll see, man. I hope Young Thug comes back because hip hop needs him. Hip hop needs him, and in the meantime, we got Kendrick Lamar, man. We got Kendrick. We hit the streets a few weeks ago. We just posted a clip of everyone saying they felt like Kendrick. Yeah, he cooked Drake in the beef. And while we were gone, Troy sent the link to our group chat of that Not Like Us video dropped.
That was a nice video too. It was really good.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the Not Like Us video. We waited for maybe almost almost 2 months, maybe just over a month. But he dropped it on July 4th.
Yeah.
And
a lot of American shit in this beef.
Of course,
from
man.
From the Juneteenth to the July 4th music video, like he's the symbolism in the music video itself. It's been impressive.
Super impressive. And now the song's back to #1 on Billboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's being used everywhere. When Argentina beat Canada, Argentina in soccer, they posted on social media, they posted the song and they said, not like us. When Team USA beat Canada in Vegas, same thing. They actually played it at the arena. You think this is going to be a thing versus Canada?
I mean, I think that it will be, at least for the rest of this year. I don't know. I kind of agree with Steph. Steph Curry was recently recorded hearing the song like either before or after a game and being like, oh my God, this fucking song, they keep playing it. And Bron was like, I love this song. And I get Steph. They are trying to play it out, which I don't want them to do.
What do you mean trying to play it out? I mean,
like
it's
just
#1.
no, it's like getting played everywhere. I was walking yesterday back to my car from like the gym, and I heard another car pass, and it's just playing on the radio, and I'm like, they're gonna overplay this song.
I don't understand what overplay means. A hit's a hit, man. That's what happens when you have a hit. That's what happens when you fuck with Kendrick Lamar. No one was complaining when Back to Back was playing in the summer. Drake's got to deal with this. How do you think he feels? Do you think he's hearing it the way we're hearing it everywhere?
Oh, for sure.
Bro, he looked so stressed. He was actually at the all-white Michael Rubin party on the 4th of July when Kendrick dropped this, and they posted pictures of him, and he looked like he hadn't slept in months.
He looked bad. You know who else looked really bad in those pictures? Lil Wayne. Wayne looked like a 60-year-old man. Like
he looked like his wax figure.
Yo, it looked really bad. I hope he's okay.
But what about Drake though? Like, you think he's stressing out over this? Because you said it was gonna be, just chill out. It's gonna be okay, Drake.
I told him to go sit down until next year.
Everyone's gonna love you again.
Next year.
We went to the streets, and people said they don't fuck with him, man.
That's of course what the streets are gonna say right now.
Why is that? Of course?
Again, I think he has to sit down until next year. Give it 6 months. Give it 6 months, then come back with some music. It'll be fine. Everybody's gonna know you lost. That's not gonna change. That'll never change. You got killed, but you're still Drake.
No, he's not still Drake. He's not like us anymore. Like, he's being roasted every day. Like, it's not the same. Like, nothing was the same after this shit. But hey, I don't know. I'm just more happy that Kendrick has been so active this year. I love the music video. I love the dancing. I love the culture. I love everything about it, man. I love the piñata, him smacking the owl piñata. That's probably my favorite part. Troy, what'd you think about the video?
Yeah, I was so excited. When it first dropped, I know I sent the link, but I couldn't watch it because I don't think I had Wi-Fi or something, or I was driving,
damn.
and I was like, oh my God. So the anticipation for us to get to the hotel, the first thing we did, I was like, yo, Shannon, we didn't have a TV there, so I had to pull it out on my iPad. I watched the thing on my iPad 5 times, but I loved it. Like you said, when he's hitting the owl and it's like wop, 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 I was like, this is just incredible. That snippet in the beginning too, I was like, I need to hear this song. I'm just happy, like you said, that Kendrick is out here. We got so much quality music from him so far, and I hope we get an album later this year or something.
Yeah.
Because
he included that little teaser for a reason. It's definitely coming.
Yeah,
it's definitely on the way.
Just in case you forgot, Kendrick's still the best rapper right now, and he's out here to remind everybody.
Just in case you forgot, he's here. He's here letting you know. Letting the world know. And I love it. I really hope he releases an album this year. We were lucky enough to see him before everything really popped off. But maybe he'll tour, in the fall or something. We'll see. Let us know what you guys think. Is Kendrick going to drop an album? Did you like the Not Like Us video? Do you think the song is getting played out? I still love hearing it out. It's #1 for a reason. I think it's we called it the song of the summer. When it first dropped. So we still in the middle of the summer. It's been hot as fuck. It's been like heat wave all over the country, all over the world. So hey, it's a hot song, hot summer. I'm not mad. But when you have a hot girlfriend, it can get hot in the kitchen when you bring her outside. You know, we talked about Jonathan Majors. We talked about Jonathan Majors all last year, and you know, he started dating Megan Good. She held him down when he was at his lowest, and we thought she was just a paid actor to be standing by him by the trial, but that ended months ago. He lost all his deals, and they're still together.
Yeah,
they're still together, man.
They are still together, and she went on a podcast to talk with Shannon Sharp about their relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did. Well, not just about the relationship, you know, her career and things like that, or lack thereof, whatever. But
shade.
But they talked for quite a bit, and she said, you know, she loves her man. She finds him very attractive. All this great stuff that she had to say about him, and then literally 2 days later, we see this
Essence Fest video, right?
Yeah, we see this video, and let's just take a look at what happened before we talk about it. Whoa, it's a big hug. Michael Ealy, man. Legend.
Legend.
Oh, boy. Now, there was a lot of talk about this clip. When you saw it, what was your first thought?
I laughed. I thought that shit was so funny, man. Oh, my God. The way his glasses were off his face and he just looks at him.
Exactly. I think, honestly, when I saw this clip, my first thought was, all right, he went overboard with that hug. But then I looked at her man. And Jonathan Majors made this whole video way worse.
Why you say that,
Because
man?
he was so awkward and clearly jealous and didn't like that. And then she looked at him after Michael put her down. And he looked at her, and it was like an unspoken thing that you could see, where he was like, what the fuck? And she was just like, let's get ready for this picture. And then when they got ready for the picture, there was space between the two of them. Like, I analyzed this video
a lot
because I wanted to see what was happening. And I think Michael is... you can tell who Michael Ealy is. Like, we all know. He's been in the game for 25 years. But her letting him do that, and then Jonathan Majors' reaction made this the viral moment that it was.
You analyze this like the JFK shooting, man. You got it all mapped out,
man. Dude, it was bad. Troy, what did you think about this?
It was triggering because I've been on both sides, and I was like, oh my God, just like in my head, I'm like, okay, is that like insecurity where you're just like, no, she did not just do this in front of me, but at the same time, you're like, it could just be totally innocent. So I felt like a rush of emotions, and you know, he definitely, I feel like he was very awkward, very uncomfortable, and I was like, oh my God, it was just hard to watch, you know, see him like try to just play it cool and stuff, and it was just it was triggering for me.
Yeah, when it happened to you, like, how did you handle it, man? Did you look at him like Jonathan Majors did, or how did you play it off?
I think I was just like, you know, looking at my phone, act like I didn't see it, you know. First I saw it and I was like, all right, mental note, act on my phone, but internally I was just like, oh my God, this is like...
Was it like a hug? Like, what was it like?
It was like a hug and certain things that I felt were maybe like crossing a few lines, but they were never like discussed before either. And it was also a similar situation, like, you know, this person knew their friend a lot longer than we were dating. So at the same time, I was like, okay, this is your friend. Like, a lot of it was my insecurity, but still, like, I was like, I don't like this. And then after that, you know, had a little talk about it, and everything was good after that.
Yeah. What about you?
Mature of you.
What about you, man? Have you ever dealt with something like this?
Not like that. That was because I think Michael, he crossed a little bit of a line there.
Why you say he crossed the line? Because we see Megan Good squeal, she out of excitement, jump into his arms.
Trust me, I'm gonna get to her. But he crossed the line because you don't pick up another man's girl like that.
What if she jumps in your arms and you've been friends for a long time?
She didn't jump though. He picked her up. You saw me break it down. I looked. I wanted to see if she bent her knees to like jump, and that's not what happened.
Okay, so first off, recently dated. Her and Michael Ealy have been friends for a long time.
They have been.
I'm sure you hug your long-term friends a certain type of way when you haven't seen them in a while. Are you cognizant if their man's around, if you don't know him, if it's something recent, will that change the way you hug someone?
I'm not hugging another woman in front of my girl like that.
I'm not saying in front of your girl.
I'm trying to compare this situation.
No. I'm talking about your Michael Ealy.
Oh, would I hug? I don't think if her man was like right there, I'm not picking her up like that.
Are you sure? I don't know, man. I don't know if you'd be aware. You know what I mean? Like,
I would like to think that I would be aware not to do that. Because I feel like that's like, even though, again, internet did their research.
Okay.
He dapped up and hugged Jonathan Majors first. The energy, it was a huge shift in energy. Everyone could see that. And then Megan want to comment and talk about how, they had a talk and a hug before that, and the internet is doing their thing, whatever.
So funny.
Shut the fuck up, Megan. She shouldn't have squealed like that. And then when she looked at him, she knew that she fucked up. So
she was in the moment. I feel like she was genuinely excited.
Listen, Nat, if you watching, I don't think you are, but I'm going to talk to you and remind you again. Don't ever do no shit like that. Honestly, the only people that should be doing that to your girl in front of you is probably like her dad or her brother. I think anything past that, it's like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about when we first met Nat, and she saw some friends and kind of left the group early on, and a lot of us were like questioning her.
Yeah.
And what's up?
Exactly. Like, there's a way that you should comport yourself when you're around your man, when you're around his friends, and really even when you're not around him. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
and especially with these two, that man put hands on his previous chick. You really want to test these waters? Like, what are you doing, Megan?
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw him look at her. I was like, oh no.
Not again.
I don't want to see that video of them running after each other in the streets.
No.
But I don't know. I don't think I've never really been in this position like that. I can't think of it. I could have like given people a hug and not realize like their boyfriend is around, but I'm not aware enough to like think of something that I can compare to this. But it was so funny. Like, I fucking loved this video. I watched it way too many times. And I think
let him pick you up. And then
what is she supposed to do? Like, stiff arm him? Like, they embraced each other. Like,
no, at that point it was too late. But
he spun her around.
Yeah, he spun her around. All right.
Oh shit, that was hilarious. Yeah, let us know, guys. Is that
and
a boundary?
then you got Jonathan Majors looking like a fucking fool in his Lovecraft County outfit with that fucking hat and vest, like, and jeans. If this don't, he gotta step up.
Let us know, guys. Like, would this be a boundary for you if you were Jonathan Majors? Would you be upset if your significant other squealed and got spun around and hugged in front of everybody on camera? Because when the camera's there, it's like shit. People are watching. People are like aware of your past situation. Your public persona is not in the best shape if you're Jonathan Majors. If you react a certain way, it might look really, really bad. Especially since Megan Good is kind of the person that is really helping save his career in a way, at least his public image. Like, every time we've seen him since, like, she's been around. Like, so, I think he reacted in a way that, as great of an actor he is, we saw him actually be real.
He's awkward as hell, He's fumbling with them glasses, fumbling with his merce and shit.
It's bad when you start going through the purse, man. What the fuck?
And then looking at her like,
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
That's so funny.
It was not good.
Yeah, if I picked up your girl, I'm sorry. Like, I don't remember. I'm not saying that hasn't happened, but to be on the other side of it, I don't think that's really happened to me. Not that I can't remember. I mean, I've dealt with things, but not that. Not that I can think of. But
even if they had even if she had squealed like that and then they did a church hug, it would have been way better than the fact that he picked her up.
I mean,
the second your feet leave the ground, that means that man swept you off the ground. That's not what anybody ever wants to see their girl happened to her.
Yeah, this reminds me of I Think You Should Leave, when he was like, oh, that guy flipped my wife over and over. Do you watch that show?
I do. I'm trying to remember that episode though.
It was when he was selling the what was it? Was it the hot dog? He was selling something. It was an infomercial, and then he was just like, yeah, I was upset because it was when, it was the doggy door. It was the doggy door one, and he was saying, he was upset because someone flipped his wife over at a wedding like 8 times, and
Flipped her over? How?
Like dancing, like you gotta see it. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Boundaries, people. Jonah Hill has boundaries. Everybody else should. But that shit was so funny, man. Some things are just out of your control. When you first start dating people, things happen. It's been maybe a year for them. I don't know. But yeah, that shit was hilarious, man.
Jonah Hill was like, don't have friends. Don't have friends that have friends. Don't go outside. Don't go to a bar. Don't talk to a man.
Yeah, he had some crazy rules, man. We hit the streets with that last year. We're going to be hitting the streets again this year. We're going to be going to the Jersey Shore, hitting up the boardwalk sometime in a few weeks. Super excited to talk to, more of our Jersey people.
Yeah. We're going to have to ask him about this scenario. Yeah.
We might have to show him the video by then, but, we'll see. We'll see. Definitely let us know, guys. Would you have a problem with that? Because I definitely would. I'd feel awkward, but I don't know if there's a winning way to handle that situation. It's just out of your hands. And you just got to be like, okay, moving forward, don't be squilling like that. I know he probably never heard her make that noise in his life.
That would be worse. That would be way worse if she's never made that noise.
Oh my God!
She better start making that noise every time she see Jonathan.
I don't know, man. She's not that good of an actor, but who was making noise this past weekend? All the soccer fans around the world, man. We had the Euros and Copa America tournaments, man, all summer. It's been lit. I know since our break, I started watching the games, especially the knockout games. And we got our champions, man. Spain and Argentina, man. I guess in the last, 15 years, they've both been powerhouses.
They've been dominating.
To see them both win, to see Messi win after getting hurt, to see Spain win, they have the youngest person who ever scored in a Euro in Lamine Yamal. And to see them have a picture together when he was a baby. My mom told me about that Barcelona photo shoot, and I'm like, wow, man, that's real. That's a prophecy, man. That's like fucking Dune, man. What the hell?
That's insane. But I feel like that happens so much where a kid will meet a great athlete, and then 15, 20 years later, they turn out to be a great athlete.
I only see that with people whose dads are athletes. Like when I see Steph Curry as a kid or Jalen Brunson, I don't see that as just this was just a photo shoot in Barcelona.
Oh yeah, this is random. It's and probably the youngest case I've seen. But I'm talking about when you see random kids at basketball camps or something like that. They get a picture with some.
Yeah, but this is an infant.
That's
crazy, man. And what do you think about his future? He just turned 17. Do you think he will live up to being one of the next greats?
I mean, it's possible. Sky's the limit. But he's gotten to this point, and that speaks volumes, especially at his age.
Yeah.
So playing on the international level like this,
making an impact, being the youngest to ever score is dope.
He's got the trajectory right.
Yeah, and I will say, watching the Euros versus the Copa America tournaments, it was very different, man. The Euro tournament was very skilled and got a little physical, but ultimately it felt very prestigious. The Copa America was ghetto as shit, man. It was like WWE. They were body slamming each other. They were fighting with the refs, fighting with the fans, man. The Americans are ghetto.
Yo, they climbed up in the stands and were fighting fans. It's Malice in the Palace in Miami.
Bro, it's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. Well, that was North Carolina. That was Uruguay and Colombia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we, shout out, Yilson was out there. It was all filled in yellow for Colombia. Mm-hmm. And Argentina, they had a game at MetLife versus Canada, all Argentina fans. So, going to Miami for the final on Sunday, Colombia versus Argentina, we were all thinking the same thing, man. Royal Rumble. But it was crazier than I imagined, bro. Like, that shit was insane. They had to delay the game a whole hour and 15 minutes because of people stampeding into the stadium.
That's nuts. Like, people were literally sneaking in through vents. How crazy is that?
I've never seen no shit like that in my life. Did you guys see the people, mostly Colombians too? You guys aren't low with your bright ass yellow jerseys.
It was. They like fucking crossing guards. Like they were definitely sticking out.
If you're gonna sneak into a stadium or an arena, don't wear those bright ass yellow jerseys because, like, I don't care if you're crawling through vents, they're gonna catch you.
Yeah. For sure.
And it sucks because I love Colombia. Like, I was rooting for Colombia, you know, and I wanted the people, you know, who were acting up to be from Argentina, but it was definitely mostly Colombian. I mean, the president of Colombia soccer got arrested after Copa America. And then they lost, man. They lost to Argentina. It was a great game. Shakira performed at halftime. But what do you think about, like, you know, the impact, like, on the security, because we have the World Cup coming to the U.S., Mexico, and Canada in 2 years. Is this something that they should be worried about?
I think this is probably good that it happened now, honestly. This will allow them to recalibrate, assess what went right, what went wrong, and be prepared, because the World Cup is going to be even bigger than this.
And more expensive, too. The fucking prices were $1,600 to get in. I can't imagine. You know, we've been talking about going to the World Cup final for years since it's going to be here in MetLife. But now I'm like, what do you think the ticket's going to be, bro, for the World Cup in 2 years?
Out of my price range. That's what they're going to be. Unless I fly somewhere, like you said, you also went to North Carolina for it. Like, I might be able to do that. Go to one of the Carolinas or go somewhere else where it's more affordable. That would be a cool little trip. But for MetLife,
for the final,
you got me fucked up. There's no way.
I think
I'm not paying $2,000 plus to sit in the fucking nosebleeds. Like, no.
Yeah, Troy, you go to MetLife all the time, man. What do you think the prices are going to be like?
Yeah, like you said, Brian, out of my price range too. You know, I've been saving, but I'm like, nah, it's just not worth it. I'd rather watch, at least for the finals, watch from home. You know, I'm not trying to like be in the nosebleed with over 100,000 people, you know, getting, you know, potentially killed in a stampede or something crazy, get into a fight, get thrown off. Now I'm not doing any of that.
No way.
But like, I would travel, you know, maybe if like they play at MetLife for like an earlier like seeding game or something, I'll definitely check something like that out for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
that
I
would
feel
be
like
fun.
that's a once in a lifetime thing. But for the finals, I think that's too much. That's too much.
It depends. I don't care if I'm in the nosebleeds, if I'm in the finals, because it's like a once in a lifetime type of thing, especially home. And it's probably the only time our lifetime we're going to have the World Cup final in New Jersey. So to me, it's like, okay, if I want to go again, like the last one was in Qatar, like to fly to Qatar, you're going to end up spending a lot of money if you want to travel for the World Cup. Yeah. So I'm going to think about it. We'll see, guys. We'll definitely, you know, we'll see in 2 years. But yeah, you know, we
Better start saving now.
Yeah, for sure.
$100 a month.
For real, man. See, shit. But I love international soccer. I'm not really into club soccer because I love to see the countries go at it. You know, so much passion. You know, we saw, you know, Colombia and Argentina, like they were at war, the fans. Yeah. But you know, we got the Olympics coming up in like what, next week in Paris, bro. Already, bro. Summer Olympics, man.
Right around the corner. It's definitely exciting. We've seen Team USA play a couple early games. Canada, Australia. They've won both, but they look like they were struggling a little bit. Yeah, close games.
No real chemistry. A lot of turnovers. Obama was there, man. You posted the video of him, you know, giving up his handshakes, looking like the Key and Peele skit, bro. Is Obama the coolest president ever still?
Yes. Even
after Trump got shot in the ear?
Yes. Obama, they were trying to kill Trump. I mean, Obama the whole time. Yeah. He never got shot.
He kept Secret Service on point.
He did. They knew not to play with him.
Oh, my God.
If they would have let a black president get killed, this country would have been had civil war.
I don't know about that, but I think it would have been like, oh, makes sense. Because people never thought they'd see a black president. At least I remember when he got office, people were like, oh, someone's going to try to kill him. But, you know, it's cool to see him there, stress-free, like his boy Joe Biden isn't shitting his pants every day. Do you think we see Obama turning on Joe Biden in public ever?
No, he won't do that.
Really?
It's like his grandpa.
It's like his puppet right now. Like, we know who's calling the shots.
Oh man, our guy has had what 12 years in office.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like at a certain point he will, but I feel like he's giving the green light to people behind the scenes. I don't think we see George Clooney turn on Biden, weeks after having a giant fundraiser if his boy Obama didn't tell him behind the scenes. So, you good? You know what I mean?
I don't know about that, but I think that people are fed up.
Yeah.
They don't want to. I would not want to give millions of dollars to somebody that I know is about to lose and does not have the ability to do the job.
Bro, it was weeks before. You don't think they knew that before? Like, they already gave him the money.
I think they did a good job hiding it.
Hiding what?
Hiding his incapacitated mental ability.
What? I don't think so at all. It's always been on Front Street, especially the last year. There's so many clips. We've been talking about it. If we've been talking about it, then why doesn't George Clooney and the super PACs know what people giving millions of dollars?
It's different when it's on national, international TV, like when it's in a debate against the person that you're running against versus like, oh, you fucked up in like some press conference talking about some guy in Kazakhstan or some shit like that. Like it's a little bit different.
It's not different when the guy's there in person. You're throwing a fundraiser for this president. I think you should definitely understand, their capacity when you see them in person compared to seeing them on national TV to flip flop like that.
Maybe he had a good day.
He had a good day. Get out of here. That man has had a good day in a long time. And honestly, when's the last time we saw Joe Biden and been like, oh, he seems like competent? 2020, 2021 maybe, before he tripped on the sandbag.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Before the bike. When he fell off the bike, I think that was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was too much. Man,
I don't know, but I do believe in Team USA. We're not that great at soccer, but we're great in other sports, especially basketball.
I hope they fucking win. If they lose again the way that they did in the FIBA Cup, that's going to be bad.
It's going to be worse because all the main players are here. We got KD, we got Steph Curry, we got LeBron James, man. We got Jason Tatum. We got Anthony Edwards. And, Kawhi Leonard, he had to pull out. And they replaced him with Derek White.
They started trolling Kawhi. They were like, Kawhi Leonard has decided to retire.
They've been saying that for a long time.
Honestly, I believed that shit at first when I saw it.
Why would you believe that? He just signed an extension.
He needs to retire. He's
not needing to retire. But anyway.
He's a scrub.
He's not a scrub. That's ridiculous, bro. And very disrespectful to an NBA champion. He went to Toronto and boosted them instantly. I love Kawhi. But they replaced him with Derek White off the Boston Celtics. People were really confused, though, because they were like, what about the finals MVP? Jalen Brown. This guy just won finals MVP. They snubbed him for Derek White. They're both guards. What's going on? Because Jalen Brown, he seemed a little bit upset. He went to the ESPYs. He won an award. He came, with an award on his arm. The baddest wave player in the WNBA. I don't know the young lady's name, but she's sexy as hell.
Her name is Kierce or something like that. She was pretty.
But they asked him. They said, Jalen Brown, do you believe Nike played a role in you being left off the Team USA? He said he does, but he doesn't want to comment beyond that. He also said he talked to his teammate Derek White and congratulated him, and he said that they're good, but he's blaming Nike. He's saying Nike's blocking him. And, he was critical of Nike, back during the Kyrie Irving controversy a couple of years ago, when he tweeted out, since when does Nike care about ethics? Mm-hmm. That's why I really fuck with Jalen Brown because, he's always stood 10 toes down. And
he's super smart. Mm-hmm. He's very smart. I like him a lot. Aside from the fact that, he's got some limitations as a player, but I think he's worked on his dribbling, so that's a good thing.
He's a Finals MVP. You talk about he has limitations as a player.
Oh, listen, I agree. He definitely played the best on his team in the finals.
The champions. Yeah, why you mention it? Why you got to be a hater every minute you get, bro?
It's not a hater.
That's hate. That's hate for sure.
Acknowledging reality is not hate.
No. Okay. Putting a flashlight on some negative stuff you can't even really describe. when he's like obviously on the top of his game. Is definitely
Listen, I complimented him before I said that. Let's not. It's
hate,
small
hate,
things.
hate.
Small things.
Hater. Do you think Nike has anything to do with this? They're denying it, man. Grant Hill said, man, this has nothing to do with Nike. But, Nike sponsors Team USA. They got a lot of power. And, I think everybody's confused because it's just like Derek White over Jalen Brown. Does anyone think he's a better player? I don't know.
Nah, definitely not. I think that this is politics and business. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it's messed up. And, I'm rooting for Team USA, but the world has gotten a lot better. France looks really, really good with Wembanyama.
We keep drafting the French players every year. And,
it's home in Paris, so I think they're going to make some noise. The FIBA world champs, Germany are solid. Australia and Canada are both solid.
Yeah.
We got Luca, we got Giannis, on their teams. I think Jokic also is going to be playing as well. We got a lot of international stars. So, and these teams actually are cohesive. They actually play together. The Team USA, they kind of just all came together. They haven't played together at all.
Not at all.
I think they should have, tried to hold some continuity from FIBA, but it's just that the major stars didn't want to play. Now they want to play now that it's sexy. It's in Paris, Obama's dapping them up in Vegas. Like, it's cool, but I don't know if they win. But I do think Nike has it out for Jalen Brown because, man, they leaked a clip of him talking about Bronny on the sidelines. And I'm like, who took this video and why is it leaked out? Like, it just seemed weird to me. I don't know, man, where he's like saying Bronny, he doesn't think Bronny's a pro. And his girl said she thinks he should go in the G League, and he's like, he won't because of his name. But, yeah, and then people were flaming him for that, calling him a hater. But it's just like, he didn't intentionally say that publicly. I feel like they put that out there on purpose.
Not only that, everybody's lip reading.
Well, he didn't deny it, though.
He didn't deny it.
So let's just assume that's what he said.
He said some diplomatic shit. I can't remember what it was.
On Twitter, he responded. He was like, he said it's a big flex to play with your son. He wishes Bronny all the best, and he can't wait to compete with him, type of thing. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But, LeBron, he became a billionaire with Nike. He has his own campus out there. You think there's a conspiracy,
I think there is, but at the end of the day, who cares? It's one player. We got to worry about whether or not we can just win the Olympics and compete. Right now, the starting lineup is Curry, Drew Holiday, Tatum, LeBron, and Embiid. That's the starting lineup right now.
And we'll see, man. We'll see if they can get some type of cohesion and chemistry. I think I definitely care about things like this because I don't want a player to get blackballed, especially when they're at the height of their game and they want to represent the country. I think it's messed up.
Yeah.
The way that they did Kyrie Irving, Nike, and the NBA. Jalen Brown kind of had his back, and I don't like that. I don't like them snubbing him in that way. But hey, I think he'll be fine no matter what. But yeah, man, what do we last left off, we were watching the draft live. We didn't get to the second round, but Bronny did get picked, 55th pick by the Lakers.
Yep.
They said, Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, they were calling up all the teams saying, you better not draft Bronny. He will play in Australia.
I mean, listen, I get it. I don't think anybody was really going to draft him, though.
I mean, for them to make those phone calls, people probably thought, we'll draft him and maybe try to sign LeBron because LeBron didn't sign, right, until after the draft, right?
He didn't sign until after. And, I mean, he was saying that he was going to go to any team that drafted him.
He didn't say that.
He said that 2 years ago.
He didn't. He said his dream to play with his son. He didn't say, I'm going to go to any team that's going to draft my son.
I'm pretty sure he said something like that.
He didn't say that, but it's fine because he made it happen. He used the powers that be to make his dreams come true. But Summer League started, and Bronny's been getting flamed. He's been trending for all the wrong reasons, man.
He's shooting air balls nonstop.
Yeah, he looks small out there. I mean, he's only, 19 years old? He's like 6'1", maybe on a good day. He seems lost out there. But, hey, it's a summer league. A lot of players have bad summer leagues. There's only, 58 picks in the draft? He was 55. So, I don't know. Do you think he makes the team? Because they already gave him his contract. It's not a two-way contract, so it doesn't look like he'll go to the G League. which I think would be best for him because he didn't even get a real chance to develop in college.
Yeah.
But do you think that he'll have a successful NBA career? Like 5 years from now, will we still be talking about Bronny?
I think it's hard to say. It depends on if they really put in the time to help him grow. Like the whole G League thing, he needs to be in the G League. Mm-hmm. At least for half the season next year. Like, he does not need to be sitting on the bench for the Lakers for the whole season. Is it thunderstorming or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't need to be sitting on the bench for the Lakers the whole season. Because
yes, he does. He needs to be there for his daddy. Like Gilbert Arenas said, he needs to be like, hey, daddy, good for you. You need some water. You need some towels. What do you need? Like, that's what he's there for.
I think that would be a mistake. If LeBron really wants him to be a successful NBA player, you got to put the lovey-dovey shit aside.
Yeah, that's the thing I took away from this is, I don't think I don't think that's his motive. I think LeBron's motive is I want to play with my son more than I want my son to be successful. I don't know. And, we can't say Bronny's not successful because he's already a champion. He won the Call of Duty Summer League Championship. So cheers to him.
Oh, man.
He did. So, it's not all bad. So, I mean, he'll have fun playing Call of Duty with his dad on the road. I would not want to be on a team with my dad. That's just like, that just sounds like trash. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want no fucking chaperone, man. Like, I didn't want a chaperone past middle school. You know what I mean? It's just like you become a teenager. He was on his own in college. Like, now he's got to be with LeBron all the time. And it's just like, I'm sure he's going to get tired of that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they got to do what's best for him at the end of the day. We'll see what the Lakers end up doing to help this team, though. I saw that they picked up, the coach of the year from, like, the women's, summer league or something like that.
Bro,
is that
news, bro?
No, it is. She led her team to like a first seed or something like that.
And listen, the Lakers are doing whatever LeBron tells them to do. As soon as he told Jeannie Buss, "Happy International Women's Day," he had the keys to the franchise, and he said, "Hire my podcast co-host with no coaching experience, and then use one of our draft picks on my inexperienced son." So he's just doing what he wants with the franchise, which. Hey, if they want to allow that to happen, then if that's going to keep them relevant, that's cool. But they're not going to be a winning team, not in the next few years. But, hey, they do have two Olympic players, in Anthony Davis and LeBron James, so anything's possible. But the West is deep, younger than them, and, it seems like they're putting their stock in just headlines. But the Knicks, man, I love the moves they've made, man. You see I got my Nova Knicks, the firm. Shirt on, man. We got the big four: Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson.
Yo, DiVincenzo looks so funny.
And we got Miles Bridges.
Oh my goodness.
Mikal Bridges, not Miles Bridges. It's two different people. Mikal Bridges. So yeah, man. And not only that, but the Knicks locked down Jalen Brunson on a team-friendly extension. Which is amazing. So they said Mikal's also going to take, less of an extension to play longer. Mm-hmm. And as a Knicks fan, I'm just so excited because the championship window is now open. We'll see what happens over the next 3, 4, 5 years. But now, it's the opportunity for them to really compete if they can stay healthy, which is all you want from your basketball team. But yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson, the king of New York. We'll see what happens, but I'm super excited for the season to start, man. Super excited.
So he took a 40% cut.
A potential.
Assumed. Yes. Would you have done that?
No, I wouldn't have done that, but I'm not as great as Jalen Brunson. I'm not a legend like Jalen Brunson, bro.
God. Here we go.
I'm not. He wants to win, and I really respect that. He's putting the team first, something we haven't really seen. I mean,
we haven't seen that at least in the NBA in a while.
Yeah, we haven't. Everybody
takes the max.
Yeah.
Everybody takes the max.
But, when they signed Jalen Brunson, you said it was like too much money. You're like, I don't know, $100 million is a lot of money for Jalen Brunson. A lot of people said that. And now, look, they're like,
I said that?
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that, but
There's
maybe I
there's
did.
video. We can pull it up.
I
But,
mean, I remember saying that about Anthony Simons because he got the same amount.
no, he's definitely said it about Brunson too. I mean,
Okay.
every time the Knicks make a move, you say something negative. Like,
Well, of course.
Hater.
Why would I say anything positive about them? They're not my fucking team.
why do you hate the Knicks though? Why are you a Knicks hater?
Oh,
like
I don't
this since-
hate the Knicks. I'm just have to be I have to be a pessimist about it. When we look, all right.
I hate that. If you're gonna be a hater, then be a hater. Don't say I'm not a hater. I'm a pessimist. What? Just be a hater. Own it.
I don't hate the Knicks. I told you before and many times that the whole league is better when the Knicks are good.
What does that have to do with?
But I
anything?
don't trust anything that has to do with the New York Knicks. Why would I?
What are you talking about? So you're gonna be pessimistic over everything that they do? Literally, when we traded for Mikal Bridges, you were like, I don't know, that's a lot of draft picks.
There was mad picks.
And then we watched.
It was 6 picks.
And then we're watching the draft, and you say, man, 5 years from now, most of these guys won't even be in the league. So which is it?
I said that about, everybody that was being drafted because we were talking about Bronny. And I'm like, it doesn't matter because most of the guys, even in the second part of the first round, aren't going to be in the league past 5 years.
Exactly. So
why does it matter if they draft Bronny or not?
No, I'm talking about the Mikal Bridges trade. So how could you say that draft picks aren't valuable, but then I don't know.
Because it's still a lot of picks, and you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah, but that's already been obviously solved for. But anyway, you could be a pessimistic hater. It's all good. The Knicks are going to be great, man, and
Listen,
I'm sure you're going to still go to games,
I
even though they're
think
expensive.
I think this is great for the Knicks. I just hope that everything works out for Jalen Brunson because things can change really quickly, and taking that much of a cut to hope that you can keep your boys together and that you guys are going to be good and able to compete for a championship when the whole East is like up and coming right now. It's tough.
It's not really a cut in hindsight because no one thought he was going to be making this much money anyway. But we'll see if he gets paid in the end.
I mean, I don't know about that. 6 months into his $100 million contract, everybody said, you guys got to fucking steal because he's way better than anybody would have thought.
Exactly, than anyone would have thought. So when he signed the $100 million contract is when the criticism came out. But
Well, yeah, because, I mean, he hadn't shown it.
But anyway, shout out to the Knicks, man. It's going to be a great season. You know who's not going to be covering much sports, man? Skip Bayless.
This is not a surprise.
Really?
At all. No, not at all.
So when did this happened today or like yesterday? Or they said
It
that
was
they're
like
not
the last couple days.
they're not renewing Skip Bayless on Undisputed.
Yeah.
So I have a clip of Skip reacting to this. He's upset.
Take me out. It's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you want to, yell and scream, you
Okay,
lost.
it is my
You
turn.
lost the game.
It's my turn.
Take as long as you want, you still lost.
Oh my God. Skip Bayless. He's a legend, legendary LeBron hater, but he also kind of started First Take, and then he went off on his own. He got the bag from FS1. He started Undisputed with Shannon Sharp, who eventually ended up going to ESPN with Stephen A. Smith, started Club Shay Shay and everything else kind of exploded the last few years. But now Skip seems like he's the odd man out. He's, I don't know how old he is, like what, 70-something?
70-something.
You think he's gonna, get another gig? Because ESPN already went out their way to be like, not interested.
I think Skip should hang it up. Honestly, it's time to take a seat. He's been in the game a long time, 30 years or something crazy like that as a sports journalist and then sports personality. So I think it's time to let it go. At this point, even on his own show, they don't have a moderator. He'll like introduce the topic, and then the other guys, which is like a rotation of a few different guys. Keyshawn Johnson. Who else is there?
Paul Pierce. Sometimes.
Yeah, Paul Pierce is on there. Why am I blanking on the quarterback's name from Seattle?
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't even tuned in. I haven't tuned in at all.
He's like the third or fourth person that gets to speak on most of the topics now. It's just not like...
They've been weeding him out since Shannon left, you're saying?
Yeah, it just hasn't been exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I hate these shows, to be quite frank. I really don't like them because they're just kind of really stupid.
They just recycle all the same topics. It's
Every
annoying.
day. It's just like, I don't care who the Lakers didn't hire as a coach.
Yeah,
Like,
it's Lakers, Cowboys.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, and then some random like boxing or UFC topic that sneaks in there. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Did they ever talk about Tyreek Hill, man? Because the fastest man in the NFL, man, he's catching up to Nick Cannon. This man has over 12 children, and this, he's just been declared the father of another baby, man, the 5th one this year, which is amazing, bro. And he just announced that his wife is also expecting. So, congrats to Tyreek Hill. Do you think that he's going to pass Nick Cannon? I think they might be tied now. I don't know.
It seems like a race between like the old rich whites and the young black athletes. Like I don't get it. I really don't understand. Either y'all are stupid, you just keep getting trapped by women, or you don't know what condoms are. You don't care what condoms are.
I think that's really it, honestly.
I just don't understand it.
You don't understand it? I mean, it makes sense to me. He's the fastest man in the NFL. Of course he's gonna.
In more ways than one, apparently. Like I don't get it.
He's fast as shit, yo. His sperm are fast too. He got some runners for real. He got some swimmers.
To have 10 kids or 12 kids, whatever it is, 10 kids right now, I think, until some more are born. But to have that many and to be expecting your first with your wife is wild.
It's love, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy to get married through all that with all those baby moms. And yeah, he married the woman who didn't have a kid with. So that's nuts. That is a little bit odd, but
I just don't. You remember Cromartie? He had like 14.
Yeah.
And everybody was making fun of him for that. Obviously, he doesn't have the success that Tyreek Hill does, but I don't think that really matters. Like, at a certain point, what is the purpose of all these kids?
To bring life into the world, man. We populating the world with beautiful people, great football players, hopefully. I don't know if they're mostly boys or girls, but who knows, you know? We celebrate life here. Oh, my God.
He better hope Miami barely pays him in that next contract. He's going to be looking for a whole lot of money.
Wasn't he, like, talking about retiring before?
Yeah, he can't now.
No, never.
There's no way.
He can never retire
No.
at all. That's nuts.
There's no possible way. Like, you have to play until you can't play anymore.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to... He's the type that, like, if you keep this up, you're going to be broke.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He made a lot of money. He'll probably make a lot more. But we'll see. Are you guys impressed with Tyreek Hill, having 5 kids in 1 year? Is it more... What?
I was going to go into his contract stuff. He's got... His most recent contract was $120 million. And it's done...
He's not going broke off that.
In 2020...
It's a lot of money.
He's done in 2026 when he makes $443 million.
Damn.
But then he's going to be a free agent at the age of 32 years old.
He'll probably get another bag before retiring.
He better lock it up like after this season.
You mean get a vasectomy?
Get an extension. Pause.
He needs a reduction. What the fuck?
Oh man, he better get him some money. I mean, there's been big wide receiver contracts this summer. There were a lot of big contracts.
I mean, rightfully so.
Justin Jefferson, I think, what did he get? Like 200-some million?
That's life-changing money. Once you get over $100 million, like, you're not going broke. Unless you, like, that's crazy. You got to really be doing a lot.
He's clearly doing a lot.
Well, I mean, kids are kids. Like, you can raise a kid. Like, there's mothers in the picture. Like,
how much child support you think he's paying? I
have no idea.
If he makes... All right, so this year...
I don't even want to talk about it.
No, 2024, he's making $19.6 million.
Okay.
10 kids. All of them get some sort of child support. They've taken, like, half of that.
They're not taking half of that with child support. That's insane. half, no. But anyway, people are.
I feel like in a normal circumstance, they get like 10% at least. So you multiply, like, they're not going to get 100%, obviously, but let's say they cut it down to 5%.
But we don't know anything. Like, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. We have no context to talk about.
It's hypothetical.
I know, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, what are we going to start? Pull out a calculator right now? One guy who was ready to pull out a calculator, but he put it on his dates. He was taking this one girl out to hibachi. He met a girl on Hinge, and she brought her friend. She brought her friend to the restaurant. So he was like, I get here to meet this girl for hibachi. And she brings a friend with her and goes, hey, would it be cool if my friend just jumps in with us? I guess he responded, and she's already here. He was like, she's already here. What was I going to tell her? Go away. So he started talking to the date when the woman and her friend ordered a bunch of drinks and appetizers. Then they also ordered the surf and turf on him. He said
It's that surf and turf every fucking time, man.
Especially when it's two people.
That's flagrant. Just be crossing the line.
That's flagrant, bro. And so he said he ordered something super simple. But he was like, these girls think I'm stupid, but I'm not. You know, he's detailing this all on TikTok, just like everybody does after their bad dates these days. So he tells her, he's like, hey, hey, can you do me a favor and just box up my food real quick? I'm going to go in the restroom. But of course, you know, she was like, oh, yeah, no problem. Of course, he does not go to the restroom. He went home. He went home and left these women with the bill, which is crazy, you know. But he said, you know, days later, he went back to the restaurant to make sure that the tab was paid. And he said that the manager of the restaurant said that the girls didn't pay for the meal. They actually called another guy to come who actually ended up paying for their meal.
So, shit.
So he's pretty much said, he was just like, these two suckers called another idiot to pay their bill, and this idiot actually did it. There's no saving them. They're not good people. He said that he slipped the chef a $20 tip for the trouble, and the video got 2.5 million views, man. So a lot of people were tuning in. A lot of people were on his side. You know, I wanted to talk about this because, you know, it sounded like something, you know, you would like.
I mean, I don't know if I like that. I think that.
I'm just saying that because you mentioned leaving a girl with the tab before, and also.
I did?
Yeah, it was a clip. Remember, we were talking about the girl who was like making content with different dates, and you said, "Oh, I'd order another drink. I'd be like, I'm going to the bathroom, and I'd leave."
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I did that in real life. I was like, I never did that.
No, this was hypothetical. This was another one of these stories.
Oh man, but I think this one is a little bit. They did try to get him though.
Yeah.
2 meals and hibachi. That's not cheap.
I mean, but what do you do like when you show up and the girl's like, my friend is already here? Do you bail at that point, or do you think that his strategy was good? Because for me, it's like,
I think it must not have been going well. The night had to already have not been going well for you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna dine and dash on these hoes.
I feel like this was his plan from jump. As soon as she did that, because like, especially that he made content afterwards. He's a TikToker, you know. So? But yeah, I definitely think so, because like, if he had a problem with her bringing a friend, why would he be like okay at this point? I mean, I get like showing up somewhere, but to me, if someone brings their friend and they don't tell me, the date's over.
Wait, so if you're saying the date's over, what would you do? You would be like, oh well, like you and your friend have a good time. I'm gonna roll out.
Probably. I mean, that's weird. Like, I mean, we talked about the friends like chaperoning without people though. At least they're telling them, but I don't know. I feel weird, especially if they both expect me to pay for them. You know, I don't know. That's never happened to me.
See, yeah, I feel like maybe you have to have a conversation like, okay, well, I got your dinner, but she's gonna cover herself, and if they don't like that part of the conversation, then you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
Maybe we could try another time or something. But yeah, I don't think I would have done this.
Do you think he was right in what he did? He's justified or nah?
I don't think it's justified. I think you have to communicate. You have to be like, listen, I'm going to pay for your food, but I'm not paying for her. She got to cover her own meal. Yeah. And if they have the problem with that, then you can be like, you could do some fuck shit like this. But I don't think this is like I don't think it's okay not to communicate about it first.
And he didn't pay for his own food too. He still ate. Like he may have got something
exactly.
minimal, but like he didn't pay for it. So he actually got a free meal on that. They got whatever idiot came through and paid for it.
You get chicken hibachi, you're still paying $20. Like, granted, he went back and gave the chef a $20 tip. Okay,
yeah. But who, do you tip off what? I'm sure he made money off this 2.5 million views he got off this content.
Oh,
yeah. You know, do you think we're gonna see more of this year? Like people having like bad dates, like going to TikTok. Troy, do you think this is like gonna continue?
Yeah, I think people are addicted to that feeling of like, you know, either people sympathizing or that engagement and stuff. And I think it's only going to get worse from here.
That, and I think people are doing it on purpose now too.
Like having like premeditated bad dates?
Yeah.
For real?
I think so. They're doing it for clout and content. They're like, you know what? I'm not really interested in this chick, but let me go.
Yeah, it was pretty calculated, his movements, you know.
Yeah.
She was pretty bold, especially like, you know, springing on her friend and just ordering a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about the guy they called? Like, what do you think about him?
It's probably sugar daddy. That's probably what it is.
You think he's used to this?
Just that, or he's one of those simpy friends where, you know, he's playing the long game.
Nah, man, that's crazy. I would never. I'd hang up on someone and be like, click, sorry. That's crazy. But a lot of people were on his side. Let us know, guys. Do you think he was wrong for dining and dashing after they ordered mad shit, you know, surf and turf? Like, or like, how should he have handled that situation? Would you be cool if someone sprung their friend on a date with you if you was, you know, supposed to be one-on-one? I wouldn't be cool with that. I'd be like, this is a little bit weird. I have had girls be like, oh, like, can I bring my friend? I'm like, why? Like, no, never mind.
I would ask, like, is this a 2-on-1? Like, y'all trying to get freaky tonight? Like, what is going on? If the answer is no, then that's cool, but I'm going to have to roll.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. I wonder how common it is for people to bring friends on dates. It's definitely a girl thing.
Yeah, for sure.
If a guy does that, they're calling the cops. They're calling the cops.
Imagine a guy shows up to pick a girl up, and then she gets in the car, and the friend is just in the back seat.
This my boy,
be some crazy shit.
Show up like Step Brothers showed up on that job interview, just like pulled up together.
Oh, you could just ignore him. He's just here.
That's nuts, yo. Yeah, women, you know, they live in a different world. You know, they complain a lot about, you know, feeling unsafe and stuff, but there's some benefits too. You know, you can't get people to buy things for you, but, you know, I feel like you got to be respectful. And as you said to begin with, like, communication is everything, especially when meeting someone you don't know. You don't want to have like these disaster things happen, but maybe people are doing it on purpose to get views. I don't know. I mean, we talk about it.
When I was reading the story, I was hoping that they had communicated after that, but it didn't seem like it.
You don't communicate after a dine and dash, man. You just
no. But I would have liked for them to like text him something crazy and then him to share the screenshot, or like her to call and then him pick up and then they have like a whole thing about it. Like I wanted that additional closure.
Yeah, maybe she'll make a response video, you know. That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
But yeah, do it, girl, if you're out there. But if you're the person in that story, you really don't want to put yourself on blast. Like, you know, at least I wouldn't. I just want to move on from, you know, on to the next victim.
Unless there's more to it than what he shared.
Probably. There's always more to it, especially when people run to TikTok. I don't believe in TikTokers, man. No. You know, they just be, you know, flagrant too. But hey, it is what it is, man. And speaking of TikTok, you know, there is a new trend with angry exes, man, going viral, leaking voice messages from their exes on TikTok. And they like do like some like mimicking, like, you know how they have the audio clips and they like mouth the words, like, but they do it in like kind of a mocking way. The examples shared here were a little bit like, I don't know, shocking. This one video has 4.4 million views. This girl is It's Queen XO. She casually places pimple patches on her face as an audio clip of her sobbing ex plays. She then posted several follow-up videos with voice messages of her ex threatening her and going on aggressive, profanity-filled rants. She also went on to divulge details, of what she claimed happened during their 3-year abusive relationship.
Man.
There's this one psychologist said, lip syncing to exes' voicemails and sharing it publicly can be a form of emotional release, and in some cases, emotional revenge.
Yo, psychologists making a bag off bullshit. Yo, you really are.
She says the act of turning pain into performance can be incredibly healing. So, I mean, that's crazy to me, man. There's nothing sacred anymore. I mean, to me, okay, so you go through your trauma. To make it into like a comedy video while you're like putting on pimple patches, it just makes it weird to me. Like, should we be laughing at your trauma? Should this be a joke? Like, should 4 million people be listening to someone's private message in this type of context? I don't know, man.
I mean, if this is her way of trying to get back at him because he was abusing her and stuff, like, I kind of get it. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to put that sort of thing on Front Street.
Yeah.
But again, this is that generation. They have a different perspective about how to use social media to, as the psychologist said, release these emotions and this pent up like frustration and stress and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be me, but he's also crazy. Like, anybody today, if you're leaving crazy voicemails or any sort of trail about your abusiveness, you gotta be smarter. That's crazy. You cannot leave documentation or audio messages about how you're gonna beat the shit out of this chick or key up this guy's car and break his windshield. Like, you guys got to stop that. It's nuts.
I mean, you should also stop the abuse too.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just saying, if you're going to commit these types of things,
no, you should. This is just all bad, and I think it's bad to like. I think it's a terrible trend too to kind of like normalize this shit. I don't know. Are people laughing at these videos? Like, why is it getting so popular? And also, like, for me, it's just like, okay, relationships are tough, and we don't know the full context of all this stuff. Like, I don't know if this is like making light of abuse or what it is, but I feel like it's weird, and I wouldn't want any of my exes to be leaking out any of my private messages at all to get any type of revenge just because they were hurt from a situation. I don't see how that's helpful personally, and I couldn't imagine being in a position to be publicly fighting with an ex. Like, like we come up here and talk every week. Like, I could be messy and talk about any personal things if I could, but I consider those things to be sacred, and especially if I had a relationship with someone for years, I'm not going to shit on them no matter what happened during that time, because it's also a reflection of me, and whether it's good or bad, like, I just see it as a real kind of toxic thing, man. Like, what if she's dating, now, and you see her leaking videos or voice notes of her ex? Would you be hesitant in pursuing this girl after seeing her do that?
Oh, for sure. Because to a certain degree, that means you're still stuck on that person. Even if it's stuck on them from like I still can't stand this person. I hate that they did this to me, blah, blah, blah. That means they're still taking up space in your mind and your feelings and emotions and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, I would probably stray away from that sort of thing. This social worker and life coach says, by posting the voice notes, you're opening up what was once a private message to a larger public audience where you can get validation from anyone and everyone after they too hear your ex's voice note. In this way, you might feel supported in your decision to leave or not sorry that you broke up with them because other people can see how ridiculous your ex was being, and you're duplicating their message, often in a mocking way on TikTok, is a way that might feel good after the fact.
I mean, it's all.
So it's validation.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until the other side comes out, and then you get exposed, and then you're in this nasty war of, exposing each other. And
he said, she said.
I feel like the search for validation is sick, especially on the internet from strangers. Like, I watch Love Island USA, and I look at all the comments and tweets about the show, and people are just so supportive of all the toxic bitches on that show. Like, these girls are terrible, but they get supported. You know, it's just like, oh, like the guys are just all evil, but the girls are the ones like calling the guys bitches. And like this one guy, like she brought the girl breakfast and she like pushed the plate on him. Like, it, like some intense shit, but you go online, everyone's supporting them. These are the same people, you know, validating all the other toxic shit on TikTok, you know, in the name of being like, oh, we're supportive. But no, you're not supportive. You're just, you know, a junkie off the toxicity. And I think it's all bad. Like, I don't think this is healthy, looking for validation from a bunch of people. Troy, you think this is going to, like, get more popular as time goes on and TikTok gets like more and more popular?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, TikTok is huge and a lot of people thrive off of that engagement and seeing things like this, especially if it's something you can even remotely relate to and stuff. Yeah, people either will live vicariously through this, or I think it's it's scary out there. That's why I don't have TikTok. That's why I can't watch some of these shows. Like you talk about Love Island USA. Shannon just started watching that, and like I'll pop in and I'm like, I feel like pulling me in, and I'm like, okay, I gotta stop because it is definitely engrossing. But I gotta stop because then I start getting to these debates and stuff. I'm calling certain things out, so I gotta protect my peace and just stay far away from TikTok and some of those shows.
Bro, I've ruined like perfectly good I'll tell you off air. Talking about these shows.
Come on, take us there.
Not today.
We're almost at 600 on YouTube. Make sure you all follow, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram.
TikTok, we're also on TikTok.
That's
we're
right.
talking about TikTok, you know,
That's
all
right.
our clips, you know, the one Drake versus Kendrick we posted today of all the, you know, results in the streets. And, you know, we're going to be posting more of the street stuff over the next couple weeks, and then we're hitting the streets again. We out here, you know, subscribe, like this video. Yeah, man, it's crazy. When you meet people on the internet, sometimes they'll, you know, bring their friend. Sometimes it's hard to date on the internet, you know, especially if you're going through a breakup. This one woman, you know, she was having trouble dating after she was going through a hard breakup, and her mom came in to help and said, give me the password to your dating apps. You know, her mom was basically like, Chloe, you always pick the wrong guys. You need to get back out there and get back on the apps. So her mom is actually one of the star realtors on the popular next Netflix series. It doesn't even say it.
Owning Manhattan.
Wow. Yeah. So her mom is 71. You know, she helped her out because her daughter was done with men, and
Daughter not bad looking, Julia.
But she's married now, so it worked out for her.
Dang. Trying to look out for you, bro.
I'm good, man. But yeah, she said that her daughter always liked bad boys, and you know, the more bad they were, the more she'd probably like them. And she said, "Come on now, Chloe, it's time for a nice Jewish boy."
Oh, never mind, it wouldn't have worked anyway.
I'm not Drake. So yeah, you know, so she, you know, would go on her Raya, J-Swipe, Hinge, Bumble, and Elite. God damn, her mom was putting in work. I mean, on top of being a, you know, $1 million realtor, she was on 5 different apps for her daughter, you know, and if she liked them, you know, she would say, let's switch over to text, and she would give her daughter's phone number for her to continue the conversation.
That's some real, like, mom controller shit. Like, oh, you're not doing a good job dating, I'm gonna do it for you.
For real, that's insane, man. But now she, you know, she helped her find her husband. You know, she actually put a video on TikTok that she posted. You know, your Jewish mother catfished your British husband on Hinge 3 years ago, and it blew up and got 2.4 million views. You know, now she actually just welcomed her first daughter in March. And yeah, so now she's happily married with kids because her mom, you know, did the work for her, man. If you're into a girl you met online on an app and you found out that you were talking to her mom, we talked about using AI. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about using your parents. How would you feel about that? Would you feel a little bit weird?
There's no way. My mom does not know what my style is because I don't really have it.
No, I'm saying if the girl's mom. Oh. If you found that you were talking to the girl's mom, would you care when you actually met the girl and liked her? Or would you feel a little bit weird? Would you look at mom a little bit like, are you really the one I like? I don't know.
If the mom looks like this, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. If the mom was attractive, then I would be like, all right, this is weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit too bad.
Yeah. But I don't know. I wonder at what point in their relationship she told him.
Well, I mean, they said pretty, like, if she was interested, she would switch over to text. I think from that point, she was talking to them directly. The daughter was, I assume. But just to know that the mom was doing all the work initially, I don't know, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, so the mom was talking to them completely until they transferred over to text. So they would be exchanging messages, and he was like, to be honest, now that I know you, you don't seem like the type to say al fresco in a sentence. And the girl was like, yeah, I don't even know what that means.
What? I don't either.
I don't either. Like, in what way would you communicate saying al fresco?
Oh my God, yo! If your mom was talking to girls for you, she'd probably be sending so many like dad jokes over to them.
Oh, for sure. She loves the riddles and shit.
She might be helpful. I don't know.
It may be, but I just don't. I feel like my mom is the type, she doesn't really care what anybody looks like. She cares like if they're nice and stuff, and I'm not like that. So we would have a lot of mismatches.
Bro, I know my mom would love to fucking do this for like all of us, like all her kids. Like she would love the opportunity to, like, you know, try to hook us up with somebody. But hell no, I would never let my mom play matchmaker.
It wouldn't work because she's like in South. The area that she's in, no.
Well, you can change the area on apps and stuff.
Oh, that's,
you know what
that's
I mean?
true. That is true.
Yeah,
is
so
true.
It could have. I shouldn't even let her know that. Get any ideas? Oh God, no. But I would not let my mom do this for me personally. I feel like it's different for women. Like, okay, if you're a girl, you let your mom do this, it's fine. If you're a guy, you let your mom do this, then that's just you're just like the biggest mama's boy ever.
Yeah, but what if you let your dad do it?
That's even weirder.
What? But I don't know. Dads be knowing like what your type is.
I don't know. People know my type. Like, when they know when they see it. I don't think I have a type, but sometimes I'm like, I kind of do. Sometimes. But listen, let us know, guys. Would you let your mom be matchmaker for you? Would you give over your dating app passwords to your mother to hook you up with someone that worked for this woman? I don't know, Troy. What do you think about this? Would you be into this?
I would rather not know. Like, if I was talking to someone and then, you know, her mom was talking to me, I would rather just keep that for yourselves. I don't want it to be some fun joke like, oh, you're actually talking to my mom this whole time and stuff. That would make me very uncomfortable, and I'd be like, yeah, keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I sent you a dick pic.
Yeah, like, you know what we're talking about and stuff. It's all
that sounds gonna clap your cheeks.
I feel like if it's just the first few messages or something like that, to be like, hey, how are you, blah blah blah, like, and then, hey, here's my number, give me a call or send me a text, I feel like that's not too bad. If it's like she's having a full-blown conversation with them and like all this kind of stuff, that's like crossing the line. That's too much of a catfish.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's...
She's a matchmaker though. It worked.
It did work. Shout out to them. I would not. I don't know. Do you think that you'd be the type of guy that someone's mom would pick out for them? Do you think that a mom would look at you and be like, my daughter should date this guy?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Mom friendly.
Yeah. I feel because I don't know. I'm trying to think back to what photos I used on my profile. I feel like they were all like casual, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like moms would cater to that more than like the bad boy look or something like that, unless mom is like into the bad boys too.
Yeah, if mom is into the bad boys, then that's gonna be a different conversation. Yeah.
Oh boy. Mom's gonna be like, yeah, here, reach out to this phone number. It's her phone number.
For real. I mean, listen, we've talked about crazy stories like that, like the DoorDash driver. You know, one of my favorite from last year. Let us know, guys. Like, would you be cool with this? If you're a mom, would you want to, play matchmaker for your kid? To me, like, I need boundaries. I like to do things on my own. I'm not looking for nobody really plays matchmaker with me. Just in life, I think it's because I play matchmaker for myself usually. I'm just like I'll initiate things, whether good or bad or whatever. But I'm not shy in that way. So, but yeah, I mean, if you are in a relationship though, they are saying, man, there's 6 tech red flags that show, your partner might be cheating on you. When I looked at this shit, I was triggered.
6 red flags?
Yeah, man, because all these red flags, let's go through them. I'm not gonna give my opinion on them. I'll just go through them. First one is hiding their phone and notifications. Second one is having.
I think that one's obvious.
Having fake apps, clearing their history too often. Online trash is always full. This is what really got me, man. Always, in quotes, working. And then the last one is constantly visiting the same spot. They say if you check your partner's location history to see if there's one spot they frequent often, that seems suspicious. So all of these red flags to me seem like you really have to
be in somebody's fucking phone where you should not be.
For real, just like all these.
You don't mind your business. Listen, if you have to do all of these things to dig into what's going on with your partner, then you already know they're cheating on you. You don't have to guess. You don't have to look at the fake apps or look at their location or check their history or none of this other stuff. If you feel the need to dig in somebody's phone, you know that there's a problem.
That's not true, man. A lot of people are just insecure and paranoid, and they just think someone's cheating on them.
Maybe. I haven't encountered that, so I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying, if you feel the need to do all of these things, then
in order to do all of these things, you have to go through the person's phone, and except for if they're hiding their phone or notifications. How would you even know if someone's hiding their notifications? And how are they hiding their phone? They just don't have a phone when they're around you, or I don't know. But I was like, wow.
I think it more so means when people be putting the phone face down instead of face up or something like that at the dinner table.
That's security. That's cybersecurity. You're supposed to do that.
See, they got you. That's why you got triggered by this.
Nobody got me. That's the thing, because there ain't no one going through my phone. And I feel like this article was encouraging people to go through their partner's phones and devices, because you couldn't even know this stuff, these red flags, unless you did that. And I feel like if you're doing that, then you're the red flag. You're the real red flag if you go through someone's phone and devices. And you know what? If you find something, then hopefully that's a lesson for you.
All right, so let's do some self-snitching on here. Which of these apply to you right now?
None of them. I'm single. I'm good.
No, but I'm just saying, which of these are things that you actually do? Do you have fake apps? Do you clear your history?
No, I don't do any of these things, and I never have done it. No. I don't even know. I work. Sorry, I'm working, but I always make time for someone I'm with. So it's never no shady, suspicious shit. But no one's ever had access to my stuff to even know about my clearing up my history or my online trash being full and things like that. How would you know I have fake apps? Why are you in my phone? Get the fuck out my phone. That's crazy. I would never go through no one's phone, so I expect that same thing for me. So I just didn't like this article. It's very triggering for me, man.
Yeah, like I said, if you feel the need to do this, you're already in a bad spot, and you're probably making a mistake. Listen, anytime you go looking for something, you're gonna find it.
You're gonna find something. Hopefully you find God. Oh my God, it's crazy. Gen Z was interviewed by the New York Post. Man, Gen Z singles revealing their biggest dating red flags. So these are single people in New York, and they were just noting what they considered a red flag. This one girl, Rachel Love, said she has no patience for a partner who lacks ambition and isn't goal oriented. She says she views a lack of direction as a waving red flag. Someone who has no prospects or goals at all for their life, man. I think that's pretty standard. I mean, do you consider that a red flag as well?
For sure. For sure. You got to have something you're aiming for, because if not, like, what is motivating you? Like, what is the legacy you're trying to leave behind? What are you trying to provide for yourself in the future?
Yeah.
Like, we only get one life, so if you don't have some sort of plan, some sort of goal you're trying to achieve, short term, long term, whatever, it's like just day in, day out, you're just walking through life. Yeah. Not a care in the world. No.
Sounds pretty dope to me. Like, or homeless. I don't know.
It's dope if you're like already rich and a millionaire. Then it's like, okay, cool. But other than that.
Yeah. I mean, I always want to get to know somebody and know, what they want out of life. So to me, it's like a standard, But if someone's just like has nothing to say or no substance, I'm just not going to be into them at all. I wouldn't really consider it a red flag. I guess it would be a red flag because it would be something that I'm like, I'm not into. But this guy, Brett, he said, he's seeking a partner with only good vibes. He claims that negative people can bring down his high-spirited energy. That kind of bums me out, he said. I like a good vibe. Wow. So he's looking for good vibes all around. He doesn't want anyone to kill his vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe, he said. I wonder if he dates women, because that's never all good vibes.
Damn, that's shady.
I mean, humans, but women, I feel like, are way more temperamental than men.
I agree with that for the most part, but I also think if you're that high-spirited, then you should be able to bring up the vibes of like the people around you too. If your vibration is that high, then you should be able to help them out.
It's not your responsibility to make someone else happy, though.
No, I'm not saying
Will
that.
Smith told us that. Come on.
Oh my God, he told us a lot of shit.
Too much. But yeah, he don't want no bad vibes. And I'm like, listen, that's just unrealistic. No one can be all good all the time. And maybe he's just not self-aware, or just not, willing to be vulnerable in that way, because life is hard. I don't want someone with all good vibes all the time, like, because to me that's not real. Like I can't talk to someone who's always happy or chipper. It's just like, in this world, like I don't get it. Like, but maybe that is his experience. Do you think that he'll find his girl?
I'm sure he will. Yeah, I'm sure he will. There's plenty of people out there that are like that.
They're at Disney World wearing the ears, like they're so happy. Like. One thing I'll say about those Disney adults is they look happy in them pictures.
They do. They do. They are high on life.
They're on something, man. I don't know. Troy, do you agree with those two red flags, or what's your take on those?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important definitely to have like some kind of goals and stuff for sure. I think that is, it shows that you care about something. You're not just, on autopilot throughout the day. And then the other one about the vibes and stuff too. I mean, I do think, good vibes are important, but you can't be some kind of person who can't deal with reality. People have bad days and stuff, and if you can't deal with that, that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, I've definitely dated, people with worse vibes than me, for sure. And it does suck, because you can be in a good ass mood. It's just like, oh no, they just ruined it. Like, I hate Debbie Downers. So I get that, because there are some real negative people out there, but to say good vibes only, that's just a little bit too much. You need a balance.
Yeah, I prefer to be the Debbie Downer in the relationship personally.
Yeah, just like, with all your sports takes, Debbie Downer over here. Oh man, but these people are also in their early 20s. I would say my red flags and such were probably different, when I was in my early 20s than they are now, because we're all kind of figuring ourselves out at that period in our lives,
Yeah, the list definitely grows over time.
Exactly. This one girl, Brooke, said, I'm avoiding any frat man.
That's fair.
She also said, her biggest ick is narcissistic men that just don't take the time to question about, her during a conversation.
She sounded like she got hurt by a frat man.
Specifically.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
For real. I've dated people who are like very into themselves, and yeah, it takes a toll. It's like, okay, I can hang out with them a few times, but if you don't really show any interest in me, then I need a balance. Like, I'm cool with someone being into themselves, but you got to be into me too. Like, it can't be one-sided. I'm not cool with that at all.
Yeah, same. It's definitely, it's tough when, especially because I like to show interest, and if the other person is not like asking questions, or, you know, just reciprocation.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's really simple.
It's hard for people who are, you know, only care about themselves. Yeah.
The woe is me crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a lot of people, young people, kind of feel that way. You know, if they're feeling themselves a little bit too much, if they're not used to like being rejected.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of got to go through those things to you know, I don't know, to find someone who's a match for them. But a lot of single ladies, they're saying that they're trying to find men at Whole Foods in the city. Oh man, they're saying when the dating apps aren't working, so it's time to look lost in Whole Foods. They're saying they put on their Lululemon. They're looking for all the finance bros and trust fund guys. Yeah, and they're going to Whole Foods trying to bag a guy.
That's pretty funny.
Do you think this works?
It might.
Yeah,
because I think that there's definitely a difference between guys who go to Whole Foods and guys who go to Stop and Shop or ShopRite or something like that, some other store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, this one girl says, I find it easy to interact with potential candidates when I need help reaching for something, which usually sparks a mini conversation, says the little petite pinup, they say. And also a friendly smile to show my interest.
Petite pinup. Oh
without being too forward usually does the job. So all you have to do as a pretty girl is to be like, oh, I can't reach this, and a smile, and that's them shooting their shot. Do you think you pick up on that if you were a single guy? Or because for me, like when I hear things like that, I'm like, when I meet girls in public and places like this, I'm like, I'm just trying to be helpful. I try to turn that part of me trying to talk to them off because like, I don't know how they're going to react to it. So for me, I don't know. I'd feel a little bit, I probably wouldn't show interest in it unless it was like very overt. That wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, I feel like that's tough because it really has to be almost perfect time and place. I just saw something maybe last week where it was saying that one of the main differences when guys and girls go to the grocery store is that guys know exactly what they want and they're going in there to get it as fast as possible and get the fuck out. Women go in the grocery store and they're like, oh, let's mosey around. Like, oh, I forgot I need this. And, oh, this looks cool. Let me grab this too. Like, it's a completely different experience. So
hunters and gatherers, yeah.
Yeah, so if she's trying to meet guys in the grocery store and I'm walking past her and she says, oh, excuse me, can you grab this? I'm going to be like, yeah, sure. Grab it, give it to her, and then I'm out. Like, I'm moving. Unless
she says, can you grab this?
hey.
No, like security, this woman's harassing.
Then we got Tyreek Hill.
I feel like we're going to start getting reels of that shit now in our algorithm.
For sure. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe that works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you're a pretty girl, you can get a guy anywhere you go.
Exactly.
It's like they live in such a
all you have
reality.
to do is be pretty and have like a couple lines of conversation in the tuck.
Yeah.
And for a girl, like it's not too difficult.
Yeah. That's a couple lines of conversation is even you don't even need that.
Listen, for us over here, that's what you gotta have. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Where do you go shopping? Where do you get your groceries?
BJ's and ShopRite mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Whole Foods and ShopRite.
Yeah. I mean, BJ's.
It's kind of obvious what you're going there for.
No, I'm not. No, I'm going there for groceries.
What about you, Troy?
I usually, we get our groceries delivered sometimes, or I'll just walk over to Whole Foods.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
It's a loyal man right there. Not even risking it. Just staying home.
Not trapping me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Not letting any random girls ask you to grab something from the shelf. Fuck those hoes.
Fuck those hoes. They just need help. Oh my God. But yeah, everyone has different relationship types these days, man. But The Sims, man. The Sims 4, they're finally adding polyamorous couples to The Sims, bro. They finally came up to the times, man. EA Games announced that this month they've added a polyamorous romantic aspect to their popular life simulation games, The Sims 4.
I can't believe The Sims is still around.
People love The Sims, man. You know, July 25th, the update is a part of the game's latest expansion pack called Lovestruck, which includes a chance to explore their in-game city of love, where Sims can join their lover on a romantic excursion, as well as a very own dating app. Wow. Sims who struggle to keep the spark alive now also risk the possibility of death by heartbreak. The Lovestruck expansion allows users to customize their Sims' preferred relationship structure, including forms of non-monogamy, by adjusting their levels of romantic exclusivity and capacity for jealousy. This allows for Sims to date multiple Sims without impact to other relationships. Now, this is crazy because when I used to play The Sims back in the day, I used to literally have 5 or 6 different girlfriends and make them all fall in love with me. And then they would always catch me with another one, and then they'd hate me, and then they'd fight. And now it's not the problem. Now it's not a problem, so now I might go back.
I'm not going to comment on this.
Why not? You ever play The Sims?
No, I have not.
Troy, you ever played The Sims?
Yeah, I have. I'm honestly not a fan because I don't like that you can't control them physically. You have to click where they go and stuff. So I was kind of like, this game isn't really for me. But I know a lot of people do. Like a lot of my friends play it.
Yeah, I loved The Sims back in the day. I had it on
It's been
PC.
around a long time.
Really long time. I had it on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. I always liked The Sims, because you can build your own house. I always use the cheat code so I can do whatever I want. I'm not going to make a Sim to make them go to work. Like, what? Like, I want to make them do whatever that I want them to do. It's fun. But, yeah, even The Sims are getting polyamorous. I don't know.
Crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how many people are going to, get this expansion pack. I remember when I was watching that show, it was, Finding a Sister Wife with my mom, and I was like, oh, well, how would you feel if I had multiple wives? And she was like, just wait till I die. I was like, damn.
But why? I don't understand. What does that have to do with your mom?
That's what I'm saying. The more the merrier, right?
More chances to have grandkids?
Yeah. So, if you're being shamed in real life, you can just live out your polyamorous dreams on The Sims. Jenna says she's about to start playing again, so hell yeah. I haven't played The Sims in so long. I think the last one I got was The Sims 3, so I'm surprised they're still in the Sims 4, but...
Yeah. It came out 2019. They said they made $1 billion.
Oh my God. Damn. That's crazy. That's money right there. That's a big franchise. But yeah, let us know, guys. Will you be using the polyamorous feature on The Sims, or in real life? We're open to hearing real stories. But man, we talked about so much today, man. We got from freaking politics to sports to celebrity stuff. Jonathan Majors, Michael Ealy. Mm-hmm. My brain's fried right now. It's thunder and lightning. It's crazy.
It's been going crazy outside too.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we'll be back next week for sure, guys. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like this video, share it out, with your friends.
Let us know what you thought about some of these topics, whether it's Trump, the failed assassination attempt, whether it's all the different cases that have been folding with Young Thug and Alec Baldwin and stuff, and some of the sports topics we talked about. It's been fun today.
Yeah, it's been fun. Everybody stay cool. We got a lot more fun stuff coming this summer. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Uncle Hank. Rest in peace. 98 years old. Shout out to Tawana, 60 years old. Lots of blessings and things to be thankful for.
Yes, sir. We love you all. And we'll see you next week. Until next time, peace.
Peace.